Hello everybody, my name is Alan, I'm from Sauber-Lab and today I will show a little bit about CPanel. This video will be a basic video. I will only show what features this CPanel has and why may be fit for you or not. Basically, you're gonna find only CPanel when you're gonna go for a share hosting option when you want to share your website. And that you're gonna ask why I want to know about it. It's a simple overview or simple application that you can manage your website. Most only website, it's a little bit different for a virtual machine or VPS that you can find online, but it's really easy and simple to manage compared for others. You don't need any installation and you can only host your website. Also, most of the host options, they will use the CPanel because it's a good option and it's quite easy to manage. So if you like this idea and want to learn a little bit more about it, we're gonna show in this video. But first of all, don't forget to leave your like, consider to subscribe for the channel, and let's see how I can do it. Only to be clear, I'm not receiving anything about this host and I'm not advise it, only go through this packaging because I had done 3 years ago this packaging. In that time that I did was packaging that you get lots of discount if you get a full one. So I have the platinum pack where include limited email, limited domains and limited space. But this limited space up to a limit, if you get too much, they will complain with you that you need to reduce. Sometimes they don't work as fast as you expect and lots of other limitation. As well, when I try to renew it, they cost a really high price and I say no, I don't use at all, it's only a project, so it's not worth. And this reason, I have until 15th of March to review with you guys. If you have more questions and want to know a little bit more, please let me know and that I can post it before it expire this packaging. Then I'll not renew this host, so will not have access for this CPanel. But basically, let me go for the basics. Here it's the overview for the services. So I have lots of different applications, FTP, I have CPU count, so this server have 20 cores. I have 36% of my run using, it's not only me, it's shared with others people, and all the capacity, and have the home 2 that have some issue. In my case, my data, it's all located in the home 4 and that they do backup home 4. So if I close here and that I open the main page what I have. This current use is here and that's located in a home 4. So only place that they are located my data, it's 1 hard drive and 1 backup. And it's in home 4 and backup 4. Here in my site will appear my primary website and my share IP address. This share IP address, if you try to access only for it, you will not find anything because it's a share. So we'll divide 4 different users. And I believe that have more than 1 user using the same bandwidth and the same processor, same run. So if someone starts to use too much, you start to have a problem that you cannot use it. So it's a balance. Here, looking for this panel, I have a few sections. The first one will be the email, where I can manage everything. If I open my email, I can set up as many email that I want. If I open here, I have few emails created, and always I can create another email. I can come here and create, and then here I can define which domain that I'm using. This one was initially used for the Sauber-Lab, but I moved for Oracle Cloud, but I didn't change it, so it's still as a Sauber-Lab. I can use my create end user, Sauber-Lab, and here the path that I put, I can come here and generate. I'm not going to use this email anyway, so I can put here and create. Now once that's great, I can come in client device and here I can manage it. They show lots of options that has pre-configured script. As well, you can manual configure it in your site and you can send an email of configuration for your own email that will be easy for you to deal. So let's come back here. Again, in this page, you can have forwardings. Suppose that I have a lot of email. You have email A, B, and C. And I want that A will receive all the email and put in the website, send emails for A, or look like info or something. And that this one read directly for others people. So you don't need to put email for everyone. They will direct forwarding basically. Other thing that's interesting here in the part of the email, it's auto-respond. So you can set up some email that will answer. They send an email, say, hello Alan, how are you? And that they will receive an email. Yes, I receive your email as soon as possible, we'll answer you. So you can set up these kind of things. You can set up some mail filters that can spam for avoid that you receive unnecessary mails. And here you can check the usage of your email and how much is it. If I go a little bit down, here already appears some statistics. In my case, I use 8 GB. They say that's unlimited, but if you get over 50 or 6 GB or 100 something, they will send an email saying, sorry, you have too much data, please delete a little bit. As well, I have 73,000 files, almost 78. I have 123 megabytes of my disk, my MySQL. Postgres I use? No, I don't use, but potentially I could use. It's quite good, but I prefer to use MySQL. As well, I have 4 emails, I have some forwardings, autorespond, and some filters. Here in my file manager, I can manage my information through the web page. So if I open here, I can have an overview for all my information. Remember, some folders you cannot delete. All the ones that have a dot, you should not delete because will not work something after. So CPanel is required for have the CPanel working, the same thing for the SSH and continue on. So here in my email, I have all the information for my mail. Don't delete it, otherwise not work. As well, in these cPanels, you can install the Nextcloud, one thing that I was using quite a lot, it's quite good. Only the limitation of space, if you use too much, they will complain. It's the problem, I start to use too much. As well, you have some public FTP if you want to transfer data, and you have a public HTML. Remember that sometimes when you're using PHP, you have the www. Yes, this one will only directly for your public HTTP. So everything that you put here inside will be directly addressed for your website. So if I open index, they will open automatic index in my website. In this site, I didn't use a WordPress. I did for the long way. I create each website, which page for me, because it was something that I was trying to see and didn't work the way that I expect. Anyway, if I come back here, I have my images that I can select. I can block some directories that no one can access unless I have the proper key. It's only for protection. Disk usage, so now I can see what I'm using for this disk. If I wait here, I'm using 6.3 for Nextcloud. Was my problem, I used too much here. And that here is the rest of information. I don't have any archive, and I have 763 megabytes of emails. That was some tries that I was doing. And here now we can look for our FTP account. If I come here in our FTP account, we can create an FTP. To create it's quite easy, only get your login, your domain that you're using, your password. So I can come here and come one that I already create. I have a Sauber-Lab here. If I come configuration, they already appear. You have all the steps to be able to configure your FTP. As well, you can download some pre-configured script. In my case, I don't like those. I prefer to use FileZilla. So I'll open it and I will show how you can access. Here in my FileZilla, I already had my host. If you try to use your IP address, not to work at all. To work because it's a shared IP address, so everyone have the same IP address that use that server, and it will not work well. So it's the only way is to have your link. User, you're gonna add your user, your password, and click connect. Now they will ask about your certification. If you want to agree, I say yes. And now I have all the information for my server. Exactly the same thing that I used to have there with my disk manager, I have here. And here, if I open my public, I have all my data, so it's the easy way to copy information in and to copy information out for your server. That's option that you come here in file, it's work, but it's not great. They have some limitation. FTP is much better. Let's come back here and I return for this page. And now here I have some FTP connection, anonymous FTP, and continue on. So far we look for emails and the files, how you're gonna input the information. Now the database. Remember that I told that I install Nextcloud? Yes, in order to install Nextcloud, you need to create some extra database. And to do it, you can create here directly my database, and here you can define different database. So you can choose which one that you're gonna use. The users that will be connected. If you create a database that's not connected for anything, they will not have any user, so it will not work the way that you expect. And here you only type the name that you want and the information that you want. Let me come here. Other option, you can see your information for the database here. So if I open this option, you have PHP admin, and here you can see all the database that you have and all the lines. Remember, If you don't know what you're doing, don't touch it, okay? Don't touch, because you're gonna mess up and that's you stop to work. Suppose that I'm open my Nextcloud here. And here my Nextcloud have all this information. And that's I come in my, I don't know, direct link. And have the information for my direct link. So if I delete any information or delete this page, my Nextcloud starts to work. Let's come back in this page. Here as well, you can see how many visitors I have. If some errors, how much of bandwidth that you're using, raw access, and some metrics that you can see look like, okay, it's working well or it's not working well. How many users that is. Let's get web visualization, open here, and I will see this website. So in this website, I have almost no visitors. Since February, I can see how many hits daily or how many people that's accessing and everything. So let's come back here. And I see that I have some softwares. Remember, if you're using a WordPress, you don't need to worry so much about it. You can come only my sites, and that in this way you can open directly the WordPress. Because in the time that I was doing the trials, I have more than one website. I needed to do some things. Here it's the WordPress for Sauber-Lab. That was the first try that I was doing. Of course, not link anymore. So if I try to open it, they will open the other website. This one I added manually. And here I have all the plugs and all the review. It's not that all the hosts will have exactly the same view, but at least you have some basic information. Here in this section for WordPress, it's easy overview, so you have marketing, users, backup, performance, security, plugs. In this website have, but not all of those have. Anyway, it's not host anymore. This one was the initial template and I migrate for another place. Yes, you can migrate for the WordPress, only need to look for backup and have the same information, but it's easy. And here you're gonna ask, okay, why I'm gonna want to pay for a host and why I want to go for these options? It's basically easy. Why I'm gonna use this option? Because it's only simple, it's easy for you. If you don't want to create a virtual machine, if you don't want to install Docker, install WordPress, install Proxy Manager, and install everything and manage your own server, you don't need to do it. So it's only an easy option. It's the best work for me for a while, but now that I have Oracle Cloud, work better. But this one, it's a valid option and it's quite easy. So in this video was really basic, only to show how it's works CPress and to get the first view. If you are curious for any extra information, please let me know before 15th of March, otherwise I will not post anymore this CPanel unless that I decide to get another host. If you like this video and think that was interesting, don't forget to leave your like, consider to subscribe for the channel, and see you next time. Bye.